Hello everyone, Switch Double here. I decided to do this video to be more, not as a fairy, but as we know now, Season 9 is the final episode season, and the last problem is the last episode of Season 9 until next year when we have um, Season 10 as comic book series. But as this series also end, which also brings but what I noticed in the series in the last episode, or at least in the ending of the end, part two, where Fluttershy says, and I quote, "It's like the end of an era," end quote. For like Rainbow said, quote, "or beginning of an even more awesome era," end quote. So even if that this means the old era where Celestia and Luna were ruling is actually over, and it's actually had entered a new era, where era of Twilight Sparkle, which after the season 9 episode, the last problem, we're seeing that dragons, griffins, hippogriffs, yaks, even Kirins are living together in Ponyville. Not only Ponyville, but in Equestria. That proves that all relations between all the other kingdoms had improved over much more. Not only that, the young six managed to, with other help from other ponies, to ensure, to even confirm all of that, to realize that all together, their friendship is strong. Like what Jonas said, yaks are strong, ponies are strong, together all strong. So that means, well, I don't know what to say, but except that she was right. Even as Sam Barr mentioned that even when the founders of Equestria had a problem to realize it. Friendship is what happened. So after Twilight became the ruler of Equestria, friendship had showed the spread to all the kingdoms, Yakistan, Rangalands, Hippogriffs, and even even Griffinstone. And even that all the creatures living together in Equestria, meaning that a new era of peace has entered. Now since Terek, Kosoglo, and Chrysalis are turning to stone, which makes them not have to worry about any other creature or any other bad guy to ruin the peace. Except for one. There were at least one other bad guy that appeared at some point were easily defeated by the Young Six, but who that bad guy is, I don't know. We don't know who or he or she were, what is planned for us, but yeah. But otherwise, after that, Twilight Team took the throne of in Canterlot, a new era of peace has entered in Equestria. And I am just glad to hear a new era of peace has entered in Equestria. I mean, what else didn't know? Because when Twilight were traveled back in time after Starlight trying to ruin her friendship with her friends, showing that the era of peace that the Twilight would later make what never happened in the timelines. One, Stormbra never was defeated. He actually took over Empire the second time and tried to invade the rest of Equestria. And one era where a timeline where Luna or Nightmare Moon take over and that banish Celestia to the moon instead. And that and one of the timelines were a wasteland, just complete wasteland. That indicates no one was alive, or at least from what I can say. But since Twilight became the next ruler of the Quest, everything seems to be just perfect peace with every kingdom, since many different creatures lived in Equestria. Dragons, hippogriffs, yaks, kirins, and so many others. That indicates there were even peace. Even there were some problems between the kingdom where Cap were from and the Diamond Dogs, which Spike was sent out to take part of, which he managed to make peace between those two kingdoms. And of course, since he said it wasn't easy, and to work for make peace to happen, it is not that easy as many people believe. Because in our world, people have been working, like the United Nations, had been working to make peace worldwide for nearly, I don't know, more than a few decades now. At least for almost since, I mean, they've been trying to make peace in our world for over more than that we can ever imagine. I mean, how much more have they been trying? They have been trying for nearly 80 years. For 74 years, they've been trying to make peace in our world. So since Twilight became the next ruler of Equestria, a new era of peace had been opened. Not only that it had been a new era of peace, but also a lot of things has happened in Equestria. Other creatures or other beings from the kingdom had been allowed to settle down in Equestria. Dragons seems to be very peaceful with their opponents there. But back in season one, where they or from the beginning of the show, dragons were really much against any of this disgusted about this thought idea of friends with ponies. But later showing that even when Smolder back in episode The Ending of the End Part 2, where she managed to express that even Garble, her brother, he had embraced the friendship with Spike and the others, and that even Smolder confirmed that. And even Amber, she had at first played hard to get just to be a friend with another dragon of friendship, because she believed that dragons shouldn't have friends, or at least so-called friendship other creatures, like ponies, hippogriffs, those sort of things. But that showing, proving friends is stronger than anyone. Like if dragons were in need of help, especially when back in Sweet and Smoky, when Twilight, no, Fluttershy, Smolder, and Spike went to Dragonlance, especially when since Fluttershy wanted to see the hatchlings took the egg to hatch, and that Spike would help Smolder's brother to get just or something, or some sort of problem. And with Smolder's help with Garble to get some confident, and use his poets to help the dragons to laugh so hard that the fire cracked open the eggs so they could finally hatch. That made the other dragons realize friendship is something very strong. So after that, all of this happened. After since episode 27 happened, like 25, sorry. After the 25th episode happened, in the back in the last episode, seeing how other creatures are in Camelot, especially when a dragon talking to a pony, giving the pony a flower, and how a few hippogriffs, some ponies were griffins taking a photo next to a statue of the main six. That proves that friendship are still much active and strong in all the other kingdoms, and even stronger peace with other kingdoms. Realize they all should know war is not something that they shouldn't do. Not only that, if the ponies were suffering casualties, but dragons can also be suffering some casualties. Knowing war is not a good solution for anything. But knowing that peace has been stronger than ever after Twilight became the next ruler of Equestria, and even that allowed other creatures to stay in Ponyville, not only Ponyville, but across entire Equestria. Because ponies had been seen to be interacting with dragons, hippogriffs, griffins, and even yaks, and even Kirans in the episode. So that even shows that peace is a good idea. And even since Matt Fluttershy said that this seems like it's an end of an era, and it was proving it right. Since Twilight, since Luna and Luna, Celeste and Luna were stepping down or retired as the rulers, which makes the end of their era where they were ruling for over a millennia. And since Twilight became the next ruler after them, makes a new era of peace. Because during Celestia and Luna's era, there had been some other, even as Luna says back in season 9, episode 1, that there has been a peace, harmony in the kingdom for a long time. But there has been some sort of conflicts over time, but still that. But since Twilight became next ruler, there has been just peace. And I can say that Twilight is just proud that the peace had remained in Equestria, not only for them, but only for the other kingdom neighbors, like Dragonlance, Hippogriff's kingdom, and even the Griffin kingdom, to just make sure that not only their peace remained, but other peace with the other neighbors remained as well. Not only that, showing that peace of a new era has been entered. Ever since Twilight took over the throne and the ruling of Equestria, peace has been showing a lot of progress of the society. Even Canterlot has been, the castle itself has been expanded. The city has seems to be bigger. And not only that, even if the dragons can travel into Equestria without scaring an opponents anymore, and that hippogriffs can travel back and forward as well. And even Kirin, who was still remained in their part of the kingdom, in their part of Equestria, had now entered in Canterlot, and especially across the entire kingdom. Especially in Ponyville, where at least one or two students were Kirin, and a few griffins, and a few dragons and hippogriffs. That even saying peace has been bringing a lot of good things. The society has been progress a lot more. There has been no more progress. The city of the Canterlot has been expanded, but they not only they believe. But as Fluttershy said that this would be the end of one era, which is true. But Rainbow said this will bring an even more awesome era, which that she has right, because she managed to bring in was it right after all of this a new era of an awesome era, but she said it was correct. Even I am happy to see the peace that Twilight and her friends have been fighting for and trying to improve had been a success. And even that Twilight's ruling of Equestria had been showing even more greater purpose for the peace to remain strong. And I get to see how much she had been working hard to maintain the peace, not only for Equestria but for other kingdoms as well, and that ensuring others that peace is the best solution for everyone. Not only for not that, and also showing that friendship is not only in what its ponies are, that friendship is every creature's nature. Even Discord can prove that for his point. Like, he never thought I'd have any friend, but now, after he had first just Fluttershy as a friend, now he had a main six, then he has Spike, Big Mac, and soon everyone likes him. After he betrayed the main six, after he thought that Terek was going to make him strong again. But yeah. But otherwise, it is what they made the true. Friendship and peace is something that the main six had been working on for every year since they became friends. And even under Twilight's rule, peace has been, as Rainbow said, an awesome era of peace. And well, not exactly peace part, but yeah, but still, she had mentioned that the Equestria would have entered a new awesome era, which she was correct on that. Ever since Twilight became the ruler of Equestria, nothing has seemed to be any conflict, and that the other relationship between other kingdoms had improved a lot more, because ponies were interacting with each other with dragons, hippogriffs, jacks, griffins in Canterlot in the last episode, which showing peace is the new era. This is the only thing that peace can do. So everyone, I know this is the probably last episode where we ever sing of the show itself, but I'm always want to be part of the Burning fandom, and I'm just happy for the last episode. This was really something touched my heart, and not only that, the era of New Peace has just begun, and we cannot wait to see what will happen in season 10 comic series. If it was going to be focused on what's going to happen after season 9 ended, or perhaps even some time before that. So everyone, if you have your any thoughts or any opinions about this video, let me know in the comment section below, as always. And as always for that, this is Switch W, over and out.